Alright, this is my 1998 Ford E350 Powerstroke diesel, turbo diesel. It's got 140,000 miles on it. Right around 100,000 miles it got a new transmission. A couple things about the outside is I put these contractor's locks on, so for some security. You got 2 batteries here. This is for trickle charging your batteries and putting 110 power to the back. And then there's another battery under the hood. Those are all the car starting batteries. On the inside we got a backup camera there. It stays on all the time, so when you're driving you can see what's going on behind you. Bluetooth head unit. That's all the ambulance stuff there. It's got side lights that come on with different scenes here, so when you're camping you can use those to light up your campsite. Glow shift gauges, boost, EGT, and fuel pressure. And this is a DP tuner. It's got 4 settings. 60 horsepower, 60 horsepower mountain setting, and 80 horsepower. And for a big van, this thing really gets up and goes. Show you under the hood. I built this twin air filter here out of K&N Air Filters. I put a brand new battery under here. I was having a charging issue, and it turned out one of my batteries that was in parallel with the other batteries was bad, so it was draining down the other batteries, and I figured it out. It was bad cell in the battery, so that's running good now. Everything under the hood's really clean. I replaced the brake master cylinder at one point when I first got it. Here's a front view of the van. The sirens and everything are there, they're just not hooked up. They decommission that stuff before you get it. 4-inch or diamond eye exhaust. I'm not really sure if it's 4 or 3-inch, but it's a straight exhaust with a muffler on it. It just passed smog here in Reno, no problem. All the back windows are tinted. I put these in. These are your insulation for the windows, and they double as a blocking out, light for the night, so you can be in here with all your lights on, reading or whatever, watching TV, and no one's bothering you. This is 7 gallons of fresh water that I use for drinking here. This opens and closes. You can use that as your fresh drinking water. I got 2 5-gallon containers here that I use as my feed and return. So fresh water for washing dishes, and then in the back that's where my sink goes to, so you can just dump that real easy. And then if you look back there, you got a full-size propane bottle. This is the pump for the stainless sink here that I put in. So it's a foot pump, so it doesn't use any power, which is nice. A little bit more about my kitchen here. Up there I got dry storage. That used to be like a rear heater / air conditioner, but it only works in these things when it's running. So I turned that into, and it's just a place that I really felt could potentially leak antifreeze, and I wanted to get rid of all that, so I got rid of all that. You got your sponge, dish soap, and drying towel, and that's a magnetic piece there. A lot of storage here for all your kitchen stuff. This is the stove here. I turned the top into also to make a cutting board. So you got a 2 big burner stove here, and you just reach through down here to turn on and off your propane. Just repurpose that. So you can be here cutting your vegetables and cooking over here. This is a cassette style toilet, so it makes it really easy to dump at local parks and stuff like that, and someone can sit on it when you're driving. Lots more storage here. Mirror and place to put your keys. That's smoke and carbon monoxide alarm. I just put that in just in case. 2 lights there. And as you can see, there's a lot of lighting going back, and I made these come on different scenes, so it'll turn 4 different lights on separately. This is a memory foam mattress here, and I made it slotted, so it turns into a full bed and comes all the way out to this side, and there's another piece of mattress that goes in there, which is really nice. So you can have space if you're rolling solo, or you can have a friend in here. You got your shunt here, which measures all of your power that you're using. This is, once again, the lighting, and it tells you how much power you have on the batteries. These are your house batteries here. They're brand new, probably like 4 months old. 12 volts wired in parallel. Plenty of juice for everything in here. That's your battery dock through there. That kicks over once the car batteries are charged and starts charging your house batteries. And it's got a button on here just in case your car start batteries are dead. You can click that button and it'll click back over and jump your van off of it. That there is the trickle charger that you can plug in if you're ever on shore power. And then back behind this plate here is your inverter, 2000 watt inverter. And you can see here I have it labeled inverter power and then shore power. So when you're plugged in, you know, at somebody's house, you're shore power. And there's a few other plugs in the van that come on with that. Or you can click this on right here and now you're inverter power, just in case you're in the middle of nowhere and need 110 power for something. I try not to use it as much as possible. So you got the Rhinology Wanderer 200 watt solar panels on the roof. Here's another Bluetooth head unit, and what that does is it's separate from the front, and you can see there's a speaker back here and a speaker up here, and that's separate from the, you know, when you're driving. So the reason I kept it all separate from the front here is just for security purposes. When I work in construction in the Bay a lot, and you know, I put the contractor's locks on so that in case someone breaks in, they really can't get into the back where all your goodies are, you know. And I got a panel that goes over this, and you don't need to see it. It just comes off with Velcro. So that's there. I got a TV here. It's a 12 volt TV that I can plug in all my onto my phone and like watch Netflix or whatever. Runs off very little power. Just stays strapped up there, and it's on like a tilting hinge there, so it comes down and then it stays out of your way when you don't want to use it. It hooks right up to your phone. It's super nice to have the amenities, especially when you're living in a van full time. Makes you feel like you're actually in a house. I got a Max Air fan. This is your remote here. Blows in or blows out. Lots of settings on it. It's got a rain sensor on it too. It'll close if it's raining. It's a must-have. I put it really close to the bed here, so in the summertime, you know, keeps you cool as you can be in here. Once again, all the windows have this insulation on them, and it's all on Velcro, so it comes off real easy. This here is your Chinese diesel heater, 5 kilowatt. That thing really gets this place warm fast, and it's thermostatically controlled. There's the vent for it down there that comes out and shoots right up towards where you're laying in the bed. And then that is where it stays. That's your piece right there. So that's really nice to have. Like, that's really a game changer. And then the floor here is all laminate, fake laminate, hardwood or whatever panels that I put in, and I insulated underneath of that too. And then just a few things about, you know, there's tons of storage in here. I kept all this. Lots of people tear it all out, but I think that's one of the best parts about having a van like this, is that you get all the storage built in. You don't really have to do all the work, you know. They even make lockable ones that you can put in here just in case you got more goods than I have. Again, that's a cassette toilet. It just takes water, and you can take the bottom off and dump it in any public restroom, which is what I usually do. I've been in the roof a lot. It does have insulation in it, and so do the walls. So this thing's, you know, as insulated as a van can probably get. All the lights here, I replaced all the bulbs and all the lights with LEDs, so it really draws very minimal power. I've never run out of power. I don't use a ton of power in my daily life, so more about the actual van though is I just put 4 new Bilstein Shocks in, which make it handle way better. Go back outside. This here, this is a wire that I brought from the other side where my fuse box is there. And that's so that in the future anyone can wire up a fridge real easy. I think this would be a good place for a fridge. Small little trash can there that stays there so it doesn't blow trash all over the place. Lots of storage under the bed. So I put 4 new Bilstein Shocks on it, like I said. The thing just really, I drive it back and forth to the Bay Area almost every weekend for work. The only reason I'm getting rid of it is because I'm not going to be working in the Bay Area as much, and it just kind of ends up sitting in my driveway, which I don't like. But 140,000 miles. I just replaced the rear differential fluid too. I'm meticulous about changing the oil. I also just changed the fuel filter, and underneath here, let's see if we can see it right there, I added a secondary fuel filter that's a pre-filter. The diesel heater I made sip off the gas tank, or the fuel tank. So it just sips the diesel right out of the fuel tank, so you don't even ever have to worry about having diesel heat. It's always there for you. Anyway, any questions, just holler. Just figured I'd show you what I did to my van there.